Hey everybody! So I'm back with another book that I want to share with you. This book is called Listening with My Heart. And it's a way to connect with other people and also to remind you to be a friend to yourself. So when lots of things are going on around you, you can create that peacefulness and that calmness. So here we go. It is called Listening with My Heart by Gabby Garcia. Listening with My Heart, a story of kindness and self-compassion. Esperanza, who's our character, her tummy fluttered as she practiced her lines on the porch. Today was the class play. Waiting for Mama to walk her to school, she paced back and forth when she spotted a heart-shaped rock. Has that ever happened to you before? It seems like I always I can look up at the clouds and find one that's a heart-shaped, or I can look down and find a rock that's a heart-shaped. Something about hearts that jump out to me, so I can relate to Esperanza. Esperanza picked it up and showed it to Mama as soon as she stepped outside. "I see you found a little treasure," said Mama. Esperanza rubbed its rough surface and felt a twinkle of joy. "Maybe it's a sign." "For what?" asked Mama. She thought about the class play later that afternoon, wondering what it would finally be like in the spotlight. "To put my heart into everything I do," she answered. At that moment, they heard scratching and a soft cry. Esperanza peeked under the stairs and spotted a kitty, shaking and shivering. No Mama in sight. She scooped the kitten onto her lap and cuddled her. "She's all alone. I think she's hungry." Esperanza reached for her lunch bag, pinched off a piece of chicken, and offered it to the kitty, who gobbled it right up. "Mama, I think the rock is a reminder to spread kindness and love. That's what we do when we listen with our hearts." "I think you're on to something," said Mama. "Can we keep Cleopatra, please?" asked Esperanza, who'd already named the kitty. "Queens are always welcome at our house," said Mama. "If she's still here after school, we'll take her in." At school, Esperanza was more focused on the play than on math or reading. Clutching her script during recess, she noticed Bao sitting alone on a bench. He was new in school this week and didn't speak much English. She wondered if he felt lonely or scared. Esperanza found a soccer ball and kicked it over to him. What would you do if you saw somebody on the playground sitting by themselves on a bench? Would you go and introduce yourself or ask them to play or something? I hope so. Be a good friend. A smile spread across Bao's face. He stood, popped the ball in the air, then bounced it between his knee and his head a few times. "Dude's got moves," thought Esperanza. They spent recess giggling and making up hand signals. Afterwards, Esperanza borrowed Miss Owen's English to Vietnamese dictionary. She wrote "friend" in Vietnamese, drew a picture of Bao and her, and then put it on his desk. Esperanza rubbed the rock in her pocket. Listening with her heart made her feel peaceful inside. That's a nice thing to do, wasn't it? Finally, it was time for the performance. It was too late for Bao to be in the play, but he stood at Miss Owen's side as a stagehand. Excitement bubbled as Esperanza awaited her cue. Here she is over here. Esperanza walked on stage, tripped as she was about to say her first line, and splattered across the stage. When she got up, she forgot her lines, so Miss Owen whispered them to her from backstage. Heat rushed through Esperanza's body as all eyes were glued to her. She wished she could disappear. I ruined the play, thought Esperanza, rushing off stage as soon as she finished her part. I messed up in front of everyone. She tucked herself in behind some props so no one would see her. Esperanza noticed her body shaking and her face still burning. She took a deep breath and dug the rock out of her pocket. It was cracked and lopsided, just how she felt. Esperanza touched her hand and felt the disappointment. Here's the picture. Theo found Esperanza a few minutes later and handed her a drawing with the word friend written above it. Esperanza nodded. She hadn't been treating herself like a friend. Esperanza realized this wasn't the first time she'd been unkind to herself. At the soccer game last weekend, she'd missed the ball that swooshed by her head, and they lost the game. Nice work, a player from the other team yelled as the others laughed. Esperanza thought she'd let her team down and was the worst soccer player in the world. Thinking those thoughts made her feel worse. At the curtain call, Esperanza reminded herself she hadn't ruined the play. She'd had an accident, and accidents happen to everyone. Listening with her heart wasn't just about giving kindness and love to others, it was about giving it to herself too. I can be a friend to myself, thought Esperanza. When Esperanza got home, she focused on her favorite things. She zipped down the hill on her bike, then spent the afternoon painting at the kitchen table. She also got the hug she needed from Mama and some cuddles from Cleopatra. So that book is a very important lesson. It has, it's so easy for us to be kind, hopefully, to one another, but sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves, and sometimes we forget to be kind to ourselves, right? So sometimes we can be really mean to ourselves, like she did when she accidentally tripped and fell on stage during the play. She was so upset and so disappointed in herself, but it was just an accident. Everybody makes accidents. Everybody makes mistakes. And honestly, we grow when we make a mistake, so it's okay if that happens sometimes. Trust me, it happens to me all the time. So I want you to remember to not only be kind to other people, because that's very important, but I want you to remember to be kind to yourself. Don't say bad things about yourself. I want you to say good things and to take good care of yourself and take breaks when you need to and do the things that make you happy, all right? Okay, see you later.